Hello, this is Brandon Doyle, and today's video is for assignment 3 for Class 218 Pump Shotgun Armorer. Today is 12/14/2025. Let's get started. The information on how the Mossberg 500 works was got from Mouse Gunner on YouTube with his How Pump Action Firearms Work with the Mossberg 500. It was posted on YouTube February 26, 2017, and it's a great visual to see what the internals look like for the shotgun. It really helped us map out what the sear, the hammer, and the firing pin do as it is functioning. Please do check it out. Again, it is on YouTube by the Mouse Gunner. Check it out. Link in the description below. The three components that we'll be talking about for the Mossberg 500 are the sear, the hammer, and the firing pin. Now, when it comes to the critical dimensions that associate with these components, it all involves engagement. If the sear and the hammer's engagement surfaces are not within the proper machining dimensions, it makes the trigger pull less desirable or very dangerous. If the sear's engagement is positive, meaning a little bit angled onto it, it will be a bit of a rough trigger pull, but safe. If it's neutral, like this, it will be a smoother trigger pull, but very safe. As for negative engagement, it's basically like this. There's way too much space for the sear to actually go with and engage with the hammer, which means a negative discharge is very possible. If there's a little jolt, or if it's just smooth enough where it will run off of it, it will no doubtedly discharge. The information on the sear and the hammer's engagement is from Sonoran Desert Institute and their 3rd week's lecture for Pump Shotgun Armorer Class 218. Give it a check out if you get a chance. As for the firing pin, its critical dimensions have to do with length. If it is too long, it might slam fire. If it's too short, it might not even hit the primer. The type of malfunctions that might occur if these components are damaged or improperly modified are as followed. A malfunction to the cocking due to the sear's engagement with the hammer, if it is not properly machined to the dimensional standards. If it is damaged, it might not even catch the sear. So, it could possibly be negatively engaging with the sear, and it could cause a malfunction so it won't even fire. The hammer won't properly rotate, and it won't even cock, much less fire. As for the firing pin, if it's damaged, its tip size is usually reduced from, use. As for the damage that these parts will get, it's more wear over time. The firing pin is a part that's always going to hit the primer. This will wear over time from use, just like the sear and the hammer. But unlike the sear and the hammer, you're not going to modify the firing pin. The sear and the hammer, you don't want to grind away too much material. It's going to damage it, and it's not going to function properly. As for the type of training a gunsmith should undergo to avoid damaging these components, I'd say it's more of just understanding the reason behind why these parts were machined this way. That way, you don't change them so much that you ruin the engagement to the parts. Because if you're changing them from how they were supposed to operate to how you want to, you might not have it function exactly even the way you want it to. Alright, now for the components that interact with the sear, hammer, and firing pin. Well, besides each other, are the trigger and the action locking lever involving itself with the sear. As for the mainspring, that's the part that functions with the hammer. Its critical dimensions are its length and thickness, so it actually has enough room to function and force the hammer forward after the trigger is pulled. As for the firing pin, the bolt is what interacts with the firing pin. It houses it, and it needs to be machined to where it not only holds the firing pin, but the firing pin spring, so that it has enough room for it to function through it, as well as the bolt needs to slide back and forth on the action arm. Alright, for part 2, we're going to check choke size. We're going to use this little tool right over here. It's going to have the sizes that we use for it. Now, first, we have to clear the shotgun. Alright, first we check the breech, we check the chamber, both physically and visibly, then we check the magazine follower. Since this isn't a fixed magazine, we cannot take it out. So, it is now cleared after we check both the chamber and the magazine follower. Alright, now we're going to use the tool. And the way we do that is we stick it into the bore, and this is a modded choke. Now, this is not a built-in choke, this is a threaded, the barrel over here has a threaded internal threads, so we can switch out the choke, which is very handy. Now that we're done, and we actually got the measurements on there, that is how you measure. And now we will check barrel length. We will use this hard rod and this blunt instrument. Now, the reason we are going to do this is so we can get the legal length of the barrel. Legal length is what keeps you out of jail from making an NFA item. There's always a reason. Check again. Chamber, magazine, follower. It's all good. All right. It's got to be all the way to the bolt face. It's got to be closed. This way we get the legal length. All right, using this pencil. All right, now that we got the mark on it, we can take off the blunt instrument so we can get the legal length of the barrel. Use a tape measure, unless you got a yardstick. Stick will do plenty for you. There we go. Keep it is 25 7/8 of an inch. Nice. All right, and that is how you do this. This information over here is accredited to Sonoran Desert Institute and their lecture in pump action shotgun armor in week 2. Thank you. All right, here's part 3. We're going to check barrel length legally, legal barrel length. And before we do that, we're going to clear the shotgun again because we cut the, again, we're going to check the chamber right here, check the magazine follower. Okay, it is cleared. Time to check barrel length. Now, the way we're going to do this, we're going to need a hard cleaning rod and a blunt instrument. We start measuring right over here at the beginning of the rod, not on the instrument. We're going to write on it with this to get the exact length. The breech has to be closed and the bolt needs to be right there. All right. Now that we got the thing written on there, let's check the legal length. Knowing the legal length will keep you out of legal trouble. All right. Okay. The barrel length is 25 7/8 of an inch. That's pretty good. Unless I want it shorter, but when in due time. All right. Information in this part of the video is thanks to Sonoran Desert and their lecture of week 3. Thank you. All right, now we're going to check for headspace, and the way we do that is by the measure of the chamber with these gauges. We got the go gauge and we got the no-go gauge. Headspace is measured for shotgun shells at the rim of the shell. Now, this is the bolt, this is the barrel, and it's got a little cut over here where the bolt lock's going to go into. We got to make sure this can actually close and lock. And as you see, it's not going nowhere. Now we pull back on the bolt lock and it slides back out. Now, let's check with the go gauge. Slide that into the chamber, slide that in, and it is not going anywhere, meaning it's closed, it's locked, it is good to go. But got to make sure that we can actually, for one, I like to make sure. Okay, it is depth of 394 thousandths of an inch. Now let's see if the go gauge, well, let's see if the no-go gauge is good to go. It doesn't close on us. Put that in the chamber, slide that in, and it is not locking at all. It is not closing or locking. Now, that is good to know. Now let's see what the depth is, just to make sure, because we can feel that it's not locking, but let's see how much depth it is. Yep, noticeable amount. 3,545 10,000ths of an inch, meaning it's a smaller depth down versus the 3,800, 380. Should have wrote it down, but yeah, noticeable difference in depth. All right, and that'll be all for today. Have a good one, everyone. Stay safe, and God bless. Information in this part of the video is thanks to Sonoran Desert and their lecture of week 3. Thank you.